Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing an Inzektor deck profile. So this deck is a deck that I'm really excited to show you. This deck actually got Hornet back to 3 and Dragonfly back to 2, which is extremely exciting because these were at 1 each at one time. And now we've actually got 3 and 2, which hopefully soon on the next list we have Dragonfly back to 3, which probably will happen. So anyways guys, let's get straight on this guys. Before we do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and let's get straight on into this. So, first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Inzektor Hornet. So, Hornet is a really good card because basically it just keeps popping cards for days. All the Inzektors share the effect of, once per turn, you can equip one Inzektor monster from your hand or graveyard to this card. And then they have other effects as well. So when this card is equipped to a monster, that monster's level is increased by 3. Also, it gains attack and defense equal to this card's attack and defense, and while this card is equipped to a monster, you can send it to the grave to target one card on the field and destroy it. So basically, you target any card your opponent controls or any card you control and destroy it, which usually you're going to destroy your opponent's cards. Then we play 2 copies of Dragonfly. Dragonfly is once per turn, you can equip one Inzektor monster from your hand or graveyard to this card, and if an equipped card is sent to the graveyard while equipped to this card, except during the damage check, you get to special summon an Inzektor monster from your deck, which is always going to be your copy of Centipede. You normally always summon Centipede, because Centipede's effect lets you re-equip them onto him. So once per turn, you get to equip one Inzektor from your hand or graveyard to this card, and if this card is sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you get to add an Inzektor card from your deck to your hand, which is pretty cool. I really like the effects because basically you just normal summon Dragonfly, equip it with Hornet, Hornet pops, this gets special summon Centipede, Centipede equips Hornet, Hornet pops again, and then you just go from there. Like, you get 2 free pops right up there. Then I play 1 Hopper. Inzektor Hopper, he's alright. I think he's a good 1-of in the deck now. I was playing 2 when Dragonfly was not at 3, but when Dragonfly does come back to 3, I'll probably drop the Hopper and go down to like 3 Dragonfly, 0 Hopper. But basically, once per turn, you get to equip an Inzektor monster in your hand or grave to this card, and while this card is equipped to a monster, it gains 4 levels, and then when this card is equipped to a monster, you can send it to the equipped card to the graveyard, meaning him, and then it can attack directly that turn, which is pretty cool. Then I play double Giga Weevil. Giga Weevil is a card that I feel like is a little underrated. Giga Weevil, when it is sent, you can target a Inzektor monster in your grave and special summon it when this card is equipped to a monster is sent to the graveyard. So if this card gets sent to the graveyard while it's equipped to a monster, you can special summon any Inzektor from the grave, which could be your Dragonfly. So this is basically Monster Reborn when it's equipped to something. And then you can also, it gains 2600 defense when it's equipped to that monster. So like, for instance, if it's equipped to something like Centipede with 1200 defense, it's going to go up to 38 defense, which is just humongous, that your opponent may or may not be able to deal with, which can be a really beneficial card for you. So that's why I play it as a 2-of. Then I play double Gigamantis. The Gigamantis basically lets my monsters go up to 2400 extra attack points. And if this card is sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you get to target an Inzektor monster in your grave and special summon that target, which is really, really good. I've thought about bumping him up to 3, but for the moment I'm playing 2 Weevil, 2 Gigamantis. But you can mess around with these ratios however you want. If you're going to go more OTK, maybe play 3 of these and 1 of these, but that's totally up to you. Then I play 3 Ladybug. Ladybug is a good 3-of always. Basically, once per turn, you get to equip an Inzektor like all the other ones, and it also has the ability that when this card is equipped to a monster, that monster's level is increased by 2. Also gains attack and defense equal to this card's attack and defense. And the equipped monster, you can send this card to the graveyard to target one monster on the field you control, increases level by 2. Which can be beneficial, but at the same time, it's usually used for insect imitation or another target for Hornet to be able to equip onto to be able to pop more cards. Then for the hand traps, we play triple Ash Blossom and double Effect Failure for the last monsters of the deck. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So this deck is really interesting. Like, I actually dropped out. I was playing Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth and Parasite Paranoid and metamorphosized insect queen here, but I dropped them because I wanted to focus more on an Inzektor build and less on a tech build, which you could still play those if you want to. So 1 monster reborn just to get Dragonfly back, to be able to continue those searches and special summons and stuff. 3 Call by the Grave to stop your opponent from hitting you with hand traps. Double Insect Imitation. You basically tribute you get to tribute any insect monster and then special summon an insect monster that's 1 level higher from your deck, which is really, really good in this deck because you can special summon like Ladybug, normal summon Ladybug, activate Insect Imitation, special summon Dragonfly directly from deck. So it's like you're playing 4 copies of Dragonfly if you draw Dragonfly or you draw Insect Imitation and a Ladybug to your hand. Then I play 1 copy of Inzektor Axe, Inzektahawk, because it lets it go up by 1,000 attack, and then when the equipped monster declares an attack, your opponent cannot activate spells or traps, which can be pretty good. And that extra 1,000 boost can be really, really good. And then we play 3 copies of Inzektcalibur, Inzektor Sword. I love that I have all of these in ulti. It's a really pretty card, and like if you can actually like see that, like that is gorgeous as an ulti. But basically, equip it to a monster, gains 800 attack and defense, and when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target an Inzektor monster in your grave and add it to your hand. You can equip as many of these as you want to your monsters, because some of them may have 8 arms, some of them might have 4 arms, and they can hold 4 swords. Who knows? 3 swords. But they make them gain 800 attack or 1,000 attack, which can be pretty big, because that's something that Inzektors struggle with a little bit, is gaining attack, because you have stuff like this to gain attack, and then you have Gigamanus to gain attack as well, but other than that, they all are pretty small. Then we still play 3 copies of Cocoon of Ultra Evolution. This card is really good. You get to tribute an insect monster on either player's field with an equip card, and if you do, special summon 1 insect monster from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, and during your main phase, you can banish a card from your grave, target an insect monster in your grave, shuffle it into the deck, and then draw a card, which is pretty good to be able to draw extra cards and shuffle insects into the deck like Dragonfly to be able to get it again, or Hornet to get it again. But you usually want to have at least 1 Hornet in the grave to keep re-equipping it to be able to keep popping stuff like all the time. So then we play 3 Allure of Darkness because everything in the deck is dark except my hand traps. And then I play 3 copies of Instant Fusion to bait my opponent with the 1000-Eyes Restrict and the 1000 Millennium-Eyes Restrict. You bait your opponent with these. If you draw these first, activate it, bait them out with these. If they don't do anything, make this one with no response to be able to stop hand traps. So that's the big thing that you do with those. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So this deck is actually really, really fun, and I highly recommend that you guys play it. It's an old school deck that I think Inzektors actually won Worlds at one point. I don't remember, but I think they did. I'm like 99% sure that Inzektors did win Worlds, and that's why they went to 1-1 on Hornet and Dragonfly. So then we play 2 of the Inzektor Link Monster, which is honestly a really good card for any insect deck. If this card's Link Summon, you could discard a card, then target 1 other insect monster you control, and equip 1 insect monster from your deck to it as a equip spell, with the effect that the equipped monster gains 500 attack and defense. Then you can target 3 insect monsters with different names in your grave, shuffle them in the deck, and then draw a card. Always going to make this every single game. This is the main card that you make all the time. It's a good 2 of. You don't really need 3, so you have room for other stuff. Boral Sword, easy to make, OTK. Boral Load, easy to make, take your opponent's monsters. Unicorn to bounce stuff, this is really beneficial. Phoenix and Cerberus for additional pops. You don't really make them all that often because you're going to you already have so many pops that you're making. You're going to be making your Inzektor Link monster a lot more, but if you need that like 3rd pop after you've done the Hornet, Dragonfly, Centipede combo that I showed you at the beginning, you have this to be able to do that, to be able to pop a monster or a spell by just linking the Dragonfly and the Centipede away and then going for this. So then we play Underclock Taker as well for that attack point difference. Link Rebo for the Millennium Eyes and the 1000 Eyes. Photon Strike Bouncer to negate attack or effects because your Inzektors can become level 6, which pretty easily. And you can make this card. It's a good rank 6 to play in the deck, and I really like playing in the deck because it negates monster effects by just detaching material and inflicts 1,000 points to your opponent. Then Inzektor, Exabeetle. You got to play that 1 Exabeetle. Basically, when it's XYZ summon, you can target a monster in either player's grave and equip it to this card, and this card gains attack and defense equal to half that monster's current attack and defense. And then once per turn, you can detach material from this card, target a face-up card on the field, and send those targets to the graveyard. Target cards, one face-up card on each side of the field. So you have to target one of yours and one of theirs. And then we play one copy of Breaksword to be able to pop other cards if we need to. Leviair, the Sea Dragon, same thing to revive stuff that's got banished. And then Thousand Eyes Restrict and Millennium Eyes Restrict for those instant fusions. So that's pretty much it for the deck. Tell me what you think of this deck down in the comments down below. I'm really excited to hear from you guys. Tell me how you play your deck. I really always love to advance how I play my deck by hearing from you guys. I know I post the deck profiles and it's a guideline, but it's a nice way for you guys to see how this new deck or this old deck with new limitations can now play, which is really cool. Because they kind of unleash the floodgates with Inzektors, because we literally only have one card away from it being in full power. So that's it for the video, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell in there so you can become a part of the notification squad, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.